So first you want to cut your strips of material. So I believe I am going to need about 3 strips for this project. I think this gold lame is pretty, not difficult, but it's a little bit harder to work with. So just cut however many strips of 1 inch wide piece of material you'll need, or you think you'll need. So I'm starting off with 2, I may need 3. I'm not measuring really carefully because I'm going to be folding over the edge. I'll use my iron. And I just fold them over so it gives me the approximate length that I need. So there, here's a strip. Now I'll show you how I fold them over. So I really wasn't that careful in measuring. This material is about 42 inches wide, so I've cut 2 strips. I believe I'll only need 2 strips, but I'll cut more if I need it. So I want a fold of about a 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And again, I'm not being very careful about that because I'm going to cover up any of the rough salvages or rough edges. So I'm folding over about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and I'm just putting a little crease. Now this iron is barely warm because this material could melt very easily. So I just move along, keep folding, getting it straight as I feel. It's not that big of a deal. This material does fray quite a bit, and I've got gold all over my clothes and all over my floor, but that's okay. It's easily cleaned up. So you know how to fold over and just create a little fold. Iron it out. So some people just do this as they're working on wrapping something with material, but I like to have a pressed area. It helps it to keep, I don't know, straighter. It's just easier for me. That's just the way I like to do it. And the videos that I watched, they ironed. So I'm ironing just a 1/2 inch fold over. The other ends are all frayed, but it's not going to matter because we're going to cover it up. So there we go. We're almost to the end. I kind of got wild with the iron there. There we go. Everybody knows how to iron, I think, and how to create a fold, but there you go. Okay, next step. That's how it's going to look on that side. I think I'll clean that up. Okay, next step. Good afternoon. I wanted to show you how I roll this gold lame along. So the previous video, you saw how I started off this row. I wanted this gold lame material. I had to use a piece of it in this project for this project. And so I used a small piece, and then I'm going to add to it. The reason I decided to do this row gold is I'm trying to pop, see these little beads here? They're black beads, and they have like gold shimmer thrown across them, like just like splashed across them. And then I also had to use these little lace pieces in here as part of the project. So my reasoning in using this gold lame, A, I have to use a piece of it that came with the kit, and B, I wanted to pop these beads. So check out the video before this, or maybe I'll merge them together, but I just wanted to show you how I roll it along. I did the same type of thing with this red silk down here. So, and it was a little more difficult because it was the first time I was doing it. Now that I know what I'm doing somewhat, learning as I go along, it's a little easier. So first of all, be careful you don't poke yourself with your pins that you've put earlier. but pull it real snug. So you really want to get this folded area up over. Try to keep it the same length apart. I try to stick to about 1/4 of an inch, but do whatever makes it lay flat. See, I'm pulling it tight here, folding it over, holding it with my forefinger, pulling the tail back around. So I generally cut about 3 or 4 pieces of whatever I'm wrapping the pine needles with. So this is, you're just wrapping with material instead of thread. So can you see how nice that's laying up there? It looks real clean. I'm trying to stay on camera. It looks real clean. And I think it's going to help to pop these little guys down here. I think it's going to do some good. Now then I'll sew over the top of it with this gold thread. So that'll lay right along there. So once again, let's show you. I know I'm going off camera just a little bit, but I'm trying to get up as close as I can. So lay it over. It's about 1/4 of an inch. Wrap it around. Just basically, the gold lame is getting stuck down on the end. I'll just trim it off. Go back around, snug it up, hold everything real tight. Don't forget to keep adding your pine needles or whatever you're using. Some people do this with cord. That's how I learned. I saw someone doing it with cord and I was like, oh, I can use that. So here I'm going to add, still remember, shiny side out, because when you get to the end, you want the pretty side to be showing. And I always keep my gauge on so the needles stay together and it doesn't, they're not wobbling all over the place. When I was working on the, well, let me pin this here. So see, to get it, I go about 1 inch and then pin it, keep it in place. And then you can check it, make sure it's about the right length apart. Now these are a little further apart. These are closer. I might spread them out a little bit. It won't really matter. The idea is to get that blingy gold in this next row to highlight these beads and make them stand out a little more. So I hope this works and I hope this helps. Just keep working your way. I am going to roll 1 entire piece of lame here, have it all pinned, keep adding my needles so it's the rows are the same thickness. Now again, you can do the same idea with cord. If you're making a basket with cord in here, you could use that. Actually, you could even use seagrass. I have seagrass that's wrapped in a cord. I could have used that, but I'm going to transition back to a red row. So I bought a lot of red needles. I'm just going to use those. Some I dyed and then I ran out down here. These I think came from Diane Massey's, part of them. So thanks for watching, and I'll show you as I move along. But doesn't that look clean and pretty and bright? I think it'll look great. Thanks for watching.